Mirak did nothing wrong.
So, you know, The Elder Scrolls 6 had a teaser trailer, which, like, let's be real, was just some Badlands rendered in Blender with the Elder Scrolls 6 plastered over top of it. Um, I wanted to talk today about what the next Elder Scrolls game is kind of, I think, going to look like. Let's take a look briefly, shall we? So, a lot can be gleaned sort of from Bethesda's game design. One of the big thing there, I'm going to be making two predictions. One is on the presumption that they're sticking with the creation engine, and the other being that they're going with um Unreal, maybe. So let's talk briefly before we get into it about the differences between why the creation engine. I think it has its merits for these types of games, even though the cell based, in the amount of loading screens is obscene. So the thing about Bethesda games is that if you have an object you can interact with, and even some objects you can't, really pick up or do anything with, every item in the game that isn't nailed down has its own physics. The game automatically generates physics for items based on its weight, based off its size, and things of that nature. It is an aspect of this engine that automatically adds, those physics to those items that gives the Elder Scrolls that jank nature. Um, and it is, a part of it that I genuinely enjoy, and I hope that and implore that they keep. But there is the contrast that comes with that of you have a bazillion and a half loading screens between things. Now, granted, on modern PCs, that's not really that much of an issue because you're getting through them like that. One of the things that I noticed with Skyrim Special Edition that has been as it's been optimized for 64-bit machines, a lot like unless you're at the loading screen where the interactable model comes up, it's almost immediate going through from door to door to door to door to door. So that's less of an issue. The problem is that, you know, there is a fine line with the creation engine between uh points of interaction, right? Like what is one of the most frustrating things when it comes to sorry, the mic's peaking a little bit more. I swapped my audio a little bit to make it better. What is the difference between, say, Thieves Guild? You're trying to get into the Ragged Flagon, and you have to either go through the Rat Way, which is a slog, or you have to go into the Cistern, and then you via the shortcut, and then you have to go into the Ragged Flagon. It's annoying. It is objectively annoying, and that annoyance and that lack of ease of access is ultimately what led to Starfield being much more unenjoyable to play. One of the biggest issues with Starfield, by and large, was the fact that you were in a loading screen every 10 minutes, and being able to travel from an interior location in one planet to an interior location on another planet was you had to leave. So that could be one loading screen. But granted, those are the shorter ones, so they're almost immediate. Then you have to open your map, and then you have to travel to the system in question that you want to go to. If that system in question, and then once you travel to that system, and it's not one of the pre-assigned planets that you can go to, because there are some planets that are not, like moons and stuff. What you not only do you have to teleport to the system, then you have to open the map again, and then teleport to the planet in question. Now, there are certain scenarios where that once you're there, you then have to teleport again to the landing spot that you actually want to go to. So you have to essentially fast travel 3 fucking times to get from point A to point B. This could be solved plain and simply by just being able to travel from one location on one planet, go to the planet in question you want to go to, and click there. That is also not including, hey, oopsie daisy, you have to go jump from this system to this system to this system, and because you don't have enough fuel and power to go immediately to where you want to go. That the biggest thing going for the Elder Scrolls games and the Fallout games, and one of the things that makes a lot of the aspects of existing with these games significantly simpler is the ease of traveling. Are there mods and stuff that make it so you have to manually walk from place to place, or you have to use designated fast travel points to get around? Yes. Do they have their place? Yes. And can they make it more enjoyable in certain parts? And yes, it can. But by and large, for most people, they want to go from point A to point B in the shortest amount of time, period. So that's one thing. This isn't another let's shit on Starfield video. God knows that I've done that enough. But that is a big thing with the loading screens. It is, you have to make sure that the way you structure the game in terms of travel, it is as uncumbersome as possible to get to where you want to go. That was, I think, the biggest fatal flaw of Starfield. Traveling and getting around, like when you're on one planet and you're just traveling around the one planet, it's fine. It's perfectly enjoyable. No notes. It's about as good as any other Bethesda game. If you liked Skyrim or Fallout, it's a great experience. But the problem is that you have to, for some quests, go to multiple different planets. It's obnoxious, and I hate it. So, so that is what that is the issues with the creation engine. Unreal has its own. That you run the risk by not having that innate janky physics as a part of the game, losing the silly charm and the unique feel that makes a Bethesda game a Bethesda game. Now, granted, would the world probably be a little bit better, and would building things be like different? Sure. I'm pretty sure that if they switched engines, it would probably be in a better, like, they would look better, it would probably be more stable, things of that nature. But my biggest worry is it would not feel like a Bethesda game. It would feel like any other fucking paint by numbers RPG, and that's my big worry. So I have two predictions on what the mechanics of the Elder Scrolls 6 are going to be. Now let's get into the meat of it. I'm going to start with using the Unreal Engine, just because the likelihood of them actually using the Unreal Engine is fairly fucking low. They already are working on the Elder Scrolls 6. There are some early playable builds already in existence. I highly doubt that they're using Unreal Engine 6 right now. Because they would announce it, obviously, and I don't think that that's going to be, and I don't think that's something to do. But on the off chance that, they Hail Mary rebuild it from the ground up in Unreal 6, I think what's going to happen is that the game is going to have, is going to take the things that were popular from games like Fallout, from their last few games. They're going to have things like probably some kind of like town that you can build up, which is fun. They're going to have a more verbose crafting system, I think. I question how they're going to go about doing that. Maybe, if you have a sword, an iron, you can craft like the iron sword as the base, and then you can, reinforce it with, other metals and stuff. Um, you can change the weight of it so it like might swing faster at the cost of more damage, or might make it a shorter sword so it doesn't have as much reach, but you can move it faster. There's plenty of options that they could do, but it's again a fantasy setting. There's not a whole bunch that they could do. But I think they could. What could be interesting is fleshing out and what they could end up doing is fleshing out the magic and the enchantment systems and making those a little less rigid. that could be where a lot of creativity goes through. Um, as far as they're going to have, where they want to, they're probably going to flesh out the crafting significantly more. Probably going to have some kind of base building mechanic. Uh, I think I would not be surprised if they took the concept from Fallout 76 that they expanded on in Starfield of a movable base of some sort, because your spaceship in Starfield is basically a mobile base with all the amenities and equipment and stuff you can have on it. And I think, generally speaking, generally speaking, of course, I think that them adding some kind of like camp or outpost, or forward camp that you can have that will allow you to, have, like, or a caravan even that you can like summon, and basically you'll have like three different followers at your caravan that guard it, and you can only take one with you as a follower at any one time, and then they'll have different resources and amenities. I think that would be fun. I think that's probably, I wouldn't be, but it's probably not going to look like that. But they're probably going to have some kind of like, if not dedicated areas to build in, they're probably going to make it so you can have like some kind of like small build. So it'll probably be more like, I wouldn't be surprised if they have it like more on the line of like a Red Dead Redemption type of camp instead. Um, there are some rumors abound right now about Oblivion getting remade. We don't know if that's necessarily going to happen. There's the rumors seem likely, and I'm updating y'all on high media headlines as we go. But again, we don't know. Um, I think that my prediction for the creation engine is also going to be um, a lot of the same things as well. I think that I think the biggest changes that we're going to get are going to be things related to combat. I think that the people working at Bethesda are very much enamored with the action RPG mechanics of things like Soulsborne series, so I wouldn't be surprised if blocking gets some changes. I don't think they're going to do something like a lock-on mechanic in third person, but it'll depend. It'll really have to see what ends up happening. Um, I think ultimately, crafting is going to again make another big approach on it. I think they're going to certainly scale it back compared to what it was in Starfield, because it was far too much mechanically and like system wise. So I think fundamentally we're going to, for the people that do not like the crafting stuff, I think you're shit out of luck. We're going to get more of it because it obviously, through Bethesda's metrics, is one of the more popular things. God know I enjoy it in Fallout 76. Then I probably would enjoy it more if getting levels into the base building stuff wasn't such a fucking nightmare in Starfield. I think another thing they might end up adding is that they might end up like also doing the new game plus mechanic in fucking it as well. Like Starfield has a New Game Plus mechanic where you can take forward all of your skills and shit with you, which is something that I find rather compelling. And I am doing a Skyrim playthrough that is ostensibly New Game Plus right now. You can check me out at twitch.tv/HIMediaTV down in the description. I'm currently, at time of recording, I haven't even started the main quest yet. I'm doing some Dark Brotherhood stuff right now. But yeah, that is by and large everything. Um, I think the Elder Scrolls 6 is not going to be the explosive, gigantic hit that everybody wants, unless they change. This, like, here's the thing: I like the creation engine, and I'm an advocate for it. I'm a bit of a contrarian in that regard, but I do feel like for most people, the haphazard nature of how Bethesda games are structured in space. It was out of date. It was stretching it and almost out of date back during um when Skyrim came out, and it didn't fly with Starfield, and I don't think it's going to fly. I'm hoping that the big thing is that they need to make fast traveling and getting around as easy as possible. And I think one of the best ways that they can do that is allow fast travel from interiors and make exceptions for during things like quest dialogue and things that are happening. I think that is probably a big thing that would significantly help people getting around, but being able to fast travel from interiors. I think that's huge. So yeah, that's basically my yap session. I think I'm excited to obviously play the next Elder Scrolls game. I just question how I don't know. I just question how Bethesda's going to handle it, and all we can do is wait and see.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to talk to me outside of this video, outside of live streams, or just join the community and be a part of it, you can do so at HIMediaTV/Discord. Discord links there. We'd love to have you. And given the financial situation of the economy right now, I know this is a tall ask, but if you have the scratch to spare, please consider donating and becoming a supporter at HIMedia.gg/tip. All of our perks are serviced through our Discord channel, including early access videos, exclusive videos, and more. Your generosity is a blessing, and $1 a month is a boon to my mental health. Thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate you, and have a great day.